I am talking to soon-to-be dads, current dads, or people that are thinking that they maybe don't know if they should have kids or not. You hear it all the time, just wait until you have kids. And it's a common phrase that carries a negative connotation. But for me, it's been the exact opposite. My new role as a dad, it's honestly been such a big blessing. Professionally, with my fitness, and other hobbies or aspirations that I have, like starting YouTube a little bit more. And it has forced me to slow down in some aspects of my life, but rather than slowing me down to where I don't get anything done, it has pushed me or forced me to create structure in order to get things done. So I think when people say, oh, just wait until you have kids, they are unorganized, undisciplined, or they just haven't created that structure to do the things that they want to accomplish or the things that they hoped that they could continue to do. That's why I am kind of multitasking. I play a game of FIFA, then I film a YouTube video. Play a game of FIFA, film a YouTube video. My family's currently out of town right now on a little bit of a trip, and so I'm taking advantage of that time. I think I filmed like 4 videos today. That's why I'm wearing the same freaking shirt in every video, and I'm just trying to figure out new things. But you need to learn to create structure so that you can have freedom. And I love this quote by Matthew McConaughey. He says that exact same thing. Create structure so you can have freedom. Create your weather so you can blow in the wind. Map your direction so you can swerve in the lanes. Clean up so you can get dirty. Earn your Saturdays. And so these past 3.5 months that I've had as a new dad of a newborn baby boy, they've really reignited my commitment to routine. And not only to getting back into good habits, but these last 3 months have really reignited my commitment to having a structure, developing good habits of eating healthy, going to the gym, getting enough sleep. I was in a rut. In August, had quit my job that I'd been doing for 5 years. I thought it was going to be my forever thing, and life just was hitting me hard, and I allowed it to beat me down. And that's okay to admit sometimes. But when we had our baby, I realized, okay, this is the perfect moment for me to recommit. You've probably heard this quote as well, and it goes, if you want something done, give it to a busy person. I found in my life, when I don't have anything going on, I don't get anything done. But when I am super busy and I am going, I tend to be far more effective and get way more accomplished in the same amount of time. If anything, I get way more accomplished in a smaller amount of time. It's the Parkinson's law. Let's start with a P. Parkinson's law refers to work expands to the available time that you get it. And that is exactly what having a newborn baby has allowed me to do. And for me and my wife, we have discussed, and it just works with how we like to do things. I am the morning person, she's the night person. And so for me, being a dad, I want to be able to help as much as possible because I know that I go to work and she's with the baby all day. And I know that I really don't do anything in the grand scheme of raising our son at this very young age right now. And so for me and my son, it is grounded in us having a perfect morning routine. Now, morning routines can be a lot of hype and be a lot of ice baths and affirmations and a bunch of fluff. But for me, having a newborn baby has allowed me to get back into my morning routine. And it's just the simple morning routine of waking up at a certain time. And the best thing about the morning routine with a newborn baby is you have an alarm clock that doesn't go off. You have an alarm clock that doesn't let you hit snooze. That alarm clock has to be fed. That alarm clock has to be changed. That alarm clock requires you to wake up and to flip on the lights. And so for me, once I'm awake, I'm awake. But it's those first 10 to 15 minutes that takes me a minute to get going. And so let's jump into the perfect morning routine for any father with a newborn. And you don't lack motivation, you don't lack knowledge, you don't lack willpower, you just are simply lacking structure. And so this baby in your life is going to give you that structure that you need to crush all the goals and crush all the things that you want to get done. The reason why it's so important to have structure and have a routine with a newborn baby is if you don't have those things set in place, you're going to be playing defense the entire day. You're never going to feel like you are ahead of the game. So if you're a current dad that just feels like their life is going a million miles per hour and they can't get anything done, well, you've got to start by getting ahead of everything. There's no secret 5 a.m. genie that appears that grants all your wishes true by waking up early. It's just simply in the morning, there are less distractions and most people haven't got going yet. And so it allows you to get ahead. There's nothing significant about getting up early other than other things haven't started happening yet most of the time. And so here's what's working for me and my family with my baby and my wife as it relates to creating structure. And the reason why I'm so passionate about the last 3 or 4 months is, like I said, in August, I made some career changes. I was just going with the flow. I was gaining tons of weight and I just found myself even deeper rut than I had been in originally. And so what did we end up doing? Well, we ended up moving away from our hometown. We had our baby. I started a new career and really tried to start building a new outlook on life. I love when something new happens. It's the greatest time to just reinvent everything. I'm not a big New Year's resolutionist. I'm not a big, oh, gotta wait till Monday kind of guy. I really like when there's big monumental things that, okay, let's change everything. Let's go all in on this. I'm just an all in kind of guy. And my wife sometimes says I'm a little too intense, but you know what? It's okay. That's me. I want you to think back to college or high school and think of all the stupid assignments that you would have to do with stupid deadlines, and you'd wait till the last minute to get a lot of them done. And then you'd find out, holy cow, I've got like 5 huge assignments due within the next 3 days. How the heck am I going to cram all this in? And for me, that's when I would do my best work. There's a YouTube video about the panic monster, and the panic monster comes out and it just makes you get to work. It makes you grind. You're just able to shut out all distractions and you're just locked in. And that's what I love about having this baby is it almost in a way has tricked my brain into we've got these deadlines, we've got these things we need to get done, because without due dates, we might take forever to get things done. Think back to high school. If you had to do that full course just over the course of your lifetime, you probably wouldn't have even done it yet. And so for me in the morning, I have these essential items that I need to get done that morning because they're due. There is no, oh, when I get off work, I can go to the gym, or I can maybe do this a little bit later, or I'll just sleep in because I've got some time at the end of my day. No, there is no time. You are a father and a husband. That is your job. That is your full-time responsibility. The only time that you have for yourself is in the morning. That's all you have. And so if you want to be selfish, if you want to play video games, if you want to make stupid YouTube videos, if you want to train for an Ironman, if you don't want to be fat and you need to go to the gym, that morning time is your time to be selfish. Jesse Itzler says he spends 4 hours with himself every single day, and that's what he does to stay safe. You've got 4 hours in the morning, give or take. 4, 5, 5:36 until you go to work. That is your time to get the crap done that is important to you. And so moving into my morning routine that's been working for me and my son is I set my alarm for roughly 4:30 just to try to wake up a little bit before he does. That way I can potentially wake up at 4:30, get a drink, get his bottle prepped, and then that way I can wake him up. But a lot of times I hit snooze and I wait for him to wake me up at 4:45, 5 o'clock. And I am not advocating that you run on zero sleep. That is by far the last thing I'm recommending. Sleep experts suggest that most adults get at a minimum 6 to 7 hours of sleep, and probably as a healthy adult should be getting between 8 to 9 hours of sleep. And so something I do to make sure that I'm getting enough sleep is I actually wear my Apple Watch to bed. I don't like it. It's kind of bulky. It bugs me, but it allows me to, when I wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock, I just pull out my health app and it goes, oh, I slept for 7 hours last night. You're not tired. You're just being a wimp. And that's how I get myself to wake up. Because sometimes maybe I do see it and it's like, holy cow, I only slept for 4 hours and 45 minutes. No wonder I feel like trash. Okay, then maybe I could, let's try and sleep for another 45 minutes or until, Mr. Henry starts screaming his lungs out and really makes me get up. And wearing the watch creates this game for me. It forces me to go to bed, and rather than scrolling, I know that my watch and my phone, they talk. They know that Logan's not asleep right now. So I've got to track those hours. I need to get those hours in. I can't lie to myself. I can't say, oh, I'm relaxing by being on my phone. And so I would recommend that little piece of accountability's helped me a ton with the night of or the night before the morning routine. And I always set a goal to get at least 6 hours of sleep, and if I can get 8, then that is a touchdown kind of day. So kicking off the morning, Henry will usually sleep for about 10 hours right now, and he sleeps through the night, thank goodness. As a 4-month-old, that's just like a miracle from what I've heard. I'm no baby expert. First thing I do is I either wake up before him and go preheat his bottle, or I pick him up, tell him, hey bro, it's okay. I got you. Come here. I'm going to come take care of you. Just let me go preheat your bottle. So I get the bottle heated up. And while that's warming up, we go to his room, and that's where I change him, get all that stuff taken care of. And then I also go take our dog Toast outside to go to the bathroom, and then bring him inside, and it's time to eat. Grab the bottle, sit down in the chair, and this is where I just chill, scroll on my phone. I do a little bit of scrolling just for, 5, 10, 15 minutes, just as long as it takes for him to eat his food. No shame in that. I think, too many people act like they've got to be perfect in their morning routine. No, I enjoy just kind of scrolling social media, seeing what's going on, checking some ESPN, just casually going through my morning. Next step, it's wiggle time for Henry. And so I put his little, thing that goes above him with lights and songs, and boom, get that going, set him down. Then I go to the kitchen and I get my electrolytes, I get hydrated real quick, and then I also will start making my mate that I love to drink every morning. And this will roughly give me about 10 to 15 minutes. Not a ton of time, but I really got to be efficient. And during that 10 to 15 minutes, this is where I just try to do some deep work. I try to get some scripture study in, some journaling, some planning, or I'm also working on some of the projects that I have with my marketing business, where I help a few small businesses with their social media marketing. So I'm responsible for making and creating their video content. And so that is where I will quickly take some time, get on the computer, edit a few videos, plan out the day. And I really do that until Henry starts getting fussy with wiggle time on the ground. And from there, that's where we move into phase 2 of the plan, where I will then move him to his bouncer or his little swing, and this will hopefully buy me another 10 to 20 minutes. With that 10 to 20 minutes, same thing. I am continuing to work on kind of that deep work, whether it's planning, journaling, working on some content for myself or for those businesses. And he'll usually get a little bit tired in the swing, or I'll put him in what's called a bumbo. I hope I'm saying that right. Just like a little chair, and I put it right next to me so he can see me. He does not like to be alone. So as long as he can see you, he's pretty chill. He just wants to feel like he's a part of the party. So I set him up right next to me. We hang out for another, 10, 15 minutes. Let's call it 15 minutes on the floor, 15 minutes in the swing, 15 minutes editing videos with me. And then by then he's pretty tired and pretty wiped out. And let's just say we got going by 5. Okay, it's now 6 o'clock. This is where now I am gonna put him down for his first nap, and I am wrapping up my deep work. So I clean things up. I've eaten a small, pre-workout snack, and I get him back in his, nighttime swaddle. That way he can't wiggle around. Hopefully I can rock him to sleep real quick, and I put him back with his mom in his bassinet. And now it's game time for me to go to the gym. So it's roughly 6:30 by now, and I now have about an hour to go work out. And right now I am in Ironman prep, and so I'm getting either a 40 to 60 minute run or bike in, or if I do have extra time, I maybe get a quick 20-minute lift in. We have a gym in our apartment complex, and so I'm able to just walk right over there and get a quick lift in. And I've been super consistent with my training, because I also know there is no time when I get home, because my shift is the morning, and then I get to do my things while he's just chilling, and then I get to go to the gym. That's also my time. And then I go to work from 8 until 5. I get home around 4-ish. As soon as I get back home, I'm back on the clock as far as baby duty goes, so that way Annalyn can go do her things. Her things are from about 4 or 5 until, 6 or 7 when we eat dinner and kind of settle down for the night and do our nightly routine. And so this is the way that me and her are balancing, to where I can still do my things that I want to do in the morning, and then she can still do her things, which are in the evening as soon as I get home from work. And it's super important to just be intentional with that time. It can be super easy in the morning after I feed him and he's sleeping, he goes back to bed. It can be super easy for me to just go right back to bed. So a few tips and tricks that have helped me: I get hydrated right away. I chug a huge cup of electrolytes and cold water. Boom, I'm awake. And then I'm also got my caffeine with my mate, and I drink that as soon as I can. That way I don't get tired, because for some reason taking care of a baby, it's so relaxing and soothing. You just fall asleep. And so make sure you don't let that happen to you. And I love this quote about being happy, because I honestly, having a baby, having this structure, having this routine, it's just allowed me to feel accomplished. And happy isn't the right word, but having joy. And that's really all that we want in our lives. And this quote said, being happy does not always mean being without hardship. Sometimes it means just the opposite. That principle is brought to life. So the story goes like this. A man had become stranded in the mountains. He was going to cut firewood and his truck got stuck in the snow. And the man was freaking out. He's like, how am I going to get out of here? How am I going to get out of here? And then something in his head just told him, just start cutting wood and you'll figure it out eventually. He came up here to cut wood. You might as well get that part done. So he goes and cuts firewood and he starts loading it in the back of his truck. And after he's loaded his truck, he then realizes that the weight of the wood has allowed the truck to get more traction or friction with the ground, to where now the wheels are able to catch and he's able to get moving again. And it says it was the load of the wood that provided the traction necessary for him to get out of the snow, get back on the road, and to move forward. When we face large or small challenges in life, we can take comfort in the truth that such experiences will build our strength and bring us closer to God. Sometimes we mistakenly believe that happiness is the absence of a load, but bearing a load is a necessary and essential part of the plan of happiness. And so I just really like this story, that having kids can be the greatest blessing in your life if you allow it to give you structure, and if you lean into, this is going to be hard, this is going to force me to grow, this is going to force me to be disciplined. But for me, that's exactly what I needed. Sometimes I need something to force me to do it. In a way, I enjoy it, I like it, but a few months ago when I had a blank calendar, nothing going on, when I had all the time in the world, I got very, very little done. But now that I am working a full-time job, 8 hours a day at a minimum, I am editing at least 8 videos a week for my clients, which is pretty tedious. That takes time. I'm editing my own videos, I'm filming, I'm trying to make content, but I'm just getting way more done, even though I am seemingly way more busy and have way less time. And so the other thing that I would mention on a side note is, don't embrace or don't chase perfection, just chase consistency. If you've only got 20 minutes to do a workout, just take those 20 minutes. It's okay. For me, it's a very much an all or nothing mentality. Sometimes your baby is going to interfere with your schedule. It's not always going to go as planned. There are times where Henry won't go back to sleep and I can't go work out because I'm still on the clock. So guess what? We bust out some push-ups. We do a quick workout at the house, or I continue to do some deep work. I keep doing some things on my computer. And then if I have 20 minutes, great, I hurry and I take advantage of those 20 minutes. We waste so much time as human beings, as adults, because we feel like, oh, I don't have a half hour, I don't have 60 minutes. Take that 10 minutes, take that 20 minutes. You will get so much more done, and that will just allow you to compound over time. And so that is mine and my son's morning routine that we are currently doing as a new parent, and it is allowing me to really get back into shape. I'm training for a half Ironman, and it's allowing me to start making more content and take advantage of those morning hours and hold myself more accountable to just doing stuff with my life. So hope you were entertained, hope this was helpful, and hopefully this camera angle worked out, and I'm gonna play another game of FIFA.